Prime Minister Mottley said she felt it was time to address the nation and provide an update on the country's crime-fighting efforts. With that in mind, she indicated that Barbados is well on its way to introducing legislation that allows for wireless communication to be intercepted and used in the law courts.
We would have spoken previously to you that a consultative process on wireless intercept legislation and being able to use the intercepts as evidence in a law court, and indeed that draft was passed to the Advisory Council on Citizenship Security, and it has now to go to the full council. And once that is received by us through the Office of the Attorney General, the Cabinet and the Parliament will take the necessary steps to introduce that legislation, conscious that in many instances intel is available, but if you can't use that intel as evidence, there is then a lacuna, a break between what you can carry to court and what you know.
Prime Minister Mottley says this can no longer obtain. She also shared that government is now at an execution stage as it relates to a truth verification process, more commonly known as lie detector testing. According to her, equipment has been purchased and training provided. Additionally, the Attorney General will be meeting with trade unions as the administration presses ahead with this measure.
The truth verification testing is not focusing on any category of worker, it's focusing on persons who have access to certain secure spaces. And if you have access to certain secure spaces, then we need to ensure that you are acting with the integrity that we need you to act with, such that the rest of the society is not put at risk. The truth verification testing, therefore, is a fancy set of words effectively for what? A lie detector test? A lie detector test. And therefore, it will be subjecting both public and private sector persons. We accept that persons cannot be forced in certain circumstances to do it, and therefore, if they can't work, they won't have access to those areas and may have to be placed in other jobs. But the AG will continue those discussions.
The Prime Minister also responded to online comments regarding tint regulation.
My car will have and be subject to the same tint regulations as anybody. So I don't want any exemption for my car and my office as Prime Minister. And if outside hot, I can be hot with you. And if it ain't hot, I can be cool with you. But what I'm not going to do is ask Bajans to do something that I am not prepared to do myself.
Prime Minister Mottley reminded that the Barbados Police Service specifically asked for this measure to be implemented.
We're not asking for you to remove all tint, but we're asking for you to regulate the tint. If that particular officer or officers have to approach a car, it is all black tint. They don't know what they're facing. They don't know whether they're underreacting, overreacting, whether their life is in their hand, whether they will be standing. That is the reality of what we are facing. And while I would like to be able to say that we can not cause everybody an inconvenience, when I put the inconvenience to the individual in the scales against the risk to the life of the handful of people who we have protecting us every day and every night, I don't need to tell you where the scales are landing.
Tisha, those are some of the major announcements coming out of today's press conference with Prime Minister Mottley.